All right, listen up. If you're watching this from the United States, ignoring the signal that the global banking system just sent could be the single biggest financial mistake you make this entire decade.
But here's the twist, the part that almost everyone is missing. Swift, the Goliath that powers the whole global economy, they're not innovating because they're strong. They're innovating because they have to.
That's right. This isn't a story about strength. It's a story about survival. Swift knows, deep down, they are being replaced. And this latest move, well, it's the final piece of evidence we've all been waiting for. Stick with me for just the next few minutes, and I promise you are going to understand the secret plan that connects Swift, Ripple, and Chainlink. You'll see exactly how this new financial system is being put together right under our noses. So, let's get into it. Okay, Section 1, the final signal. It all kicked off with some big news that broke back on December 19th. And look, this wasn't just another headline. This was it. This was the final signal, the green light. Swift officially announced it is moving into blockchain. And just to be crystal clear, we're talking about a monumental scale here. This isn't some little fintech startup, dipping its toes in the water. No. This is Swift, the system banks use for absolutely massive international payments. These guys are the rails for the entire global economy. They connect over 11,500 institutions. So when they make a move this big, it's not a test, it's a full-blown transition. But the most critical detail here, the one you need to focus on, is who they chose to partner with.
They're working with Standard Chartered. And folks, that's the smoking gun. See, Standard Chartered was one of the very first major investors in Ripple, and they're deeply embedded in the XRP ecosystem through their custody service, Zodia. Think about what that really means. Swift's first big step into this new world is with the key partner of their biggest rival. Come on, that is not a coincidence.
So why on earth would Swift do that? Why partner with an ally of its biggest rival? Well, to get that, you have to understand Swift's secret problem. They know their old system is dying. So their strategy isn't to join the crypto revolution, it's to try and control it by building what are called walled gardens.
Think of these walled gardens as private financial islands. Each major bank gets its own little private blockchain, completely separate and totally controlled. It's their attempt to keep the old power structure in a brand new digital world. But this creates a massive problem.
This whole strategy, it goes against the entire promise of blockchain, right? Which is instant settlement, super low fees, and full interoperability. By creating thousands of new, separate networks, Swift and the banks are literally recreating the exact problem this technology was built to solve. These walled gardens, they can't talk to each other. They need a bridge.
And that, right there, brings us to Ripple's master plan. For years, while pretty much everyone else was distracted by price charts and hype, Ripple was strategically positioning itself to be the one, and the only, solution to the problem Swift just created for itself.
It's honestly a simple, brilliant strategy. Let the old guard build their little private islands. Ripple will just build the bridges that connect them all. And you better believe they'll charge a toll for every single transaction settled with XRP. And guess what? They've already built the on-ramps.
So, how'd they do it? Through really smart acquisitions like Standard Custody and G Treasury. With these moves, Ripple bought the exact infrastructure it needed to plug its network directly into Swift's old-school system. They didn't build a competitor. They built a layer that plugs right into the host. It's genius.
And get this. After that G Treasury acquisition, Ripple's ecosystem now includes access to 13,000 banks.
So yeah, you're seeing that right. Ripple now has a larger network reach than Swift itself. They have officially, quietly outmaneuvered the giant. But hold on, there's one final crucial piece to this puzzle, a key that unlocks the whole thing. And that is where Chainlink comes in. See, if Ripple is the bridge between the walled gardens, Chainlink is the universal translator that allows them to speak the same language. It is literally the key that unlocks all the value that's trapped inside these private bank chains.
Chainlink's network can securely bring real-world data onto any blockchain, and then connect any private chain to any public chain. It's basically the protocol for interbank communication in this new world. And look, this isn't just some theory, it's already happening. Chainlink is already working directly with Swift on this exact problem. They're working with the DTCC, which settles trillions of dollars in securities every single day. And, most importantly,
Ripple is integrating its upcoming stablecoin with the Chainlink standard. You see, all the plumbing is being connected behind the scenes.
So it all boils down to this really simple three-step process. Step 1. Swift and the banks create the problem by building their private walled gardens. Step 2. Chainlink provides the key, the interoperability to connect them all. And then Step 3. Ripple and XRP provide the bridge asset for instant settlement between every single one of them.
This is the formula. It's been the plan all along. Swift plus Chainlink plus Ripple equals the new global financial system. And Swift's big announcement? That was the final public confirmation we needed.
Which brings us to the final stage, the great switch flip. The technical work? It's done. The software is written. The infrastructure has been bought and paid for. The plumbing is connected.
What you have to understand, what's so important, is that the rails are live right now. These partnerships aren't just ideas. They are signed, sealed, and active. Swift's announcement confirms it. The old world is officially upgrading to the new world, and they are using the technology that many of you have been holding for years.
The only thing left is for them to flip the switch. So the question isn't if this is happening anymore. The question is, are you positioned for when it does? If you want to stay ahead of this massive transition, you need to join us at Crypto Global News. Don't just subscribe, hit that bell icon like your financial future depends on it, because, well, it just might.
And for all our viewers in the US, you need to join our private Telegram. Use the QR code on your screen or the link down in the description. That's where you'll get the uncensored updates you won't get anywhere else. Now look, Swift was just the first domino. The real trigger event is tied to FedNow, and they are definitely not telling you what's coming. Click the video on your screen right now to see the next piece of the puzzle.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.